evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Dissect. Of course, I go by the name of Novelist.
And I am Jewel.
And of course, tonight, we have another special guest for you. Like, every Saturdays we do have special guests coming through. But tonight, guest is special in many, many different ways, and you're gonna find out exactly what I mean when I give him that intro. But we'll be back in a second.
So I'm Janine Zabi across.
I'm Janelle Zabi. And where's Zabi Street?
This is what you beat on the inside and we're ready to
Are you, Jewel? You know I'm getting talents that you're not talking about.
I just get people at the bar. Ain't no bar, make a drum.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that they've done such a good job with hospitality and welcoming all people in.
Well, Samantha Moon.
So my name is Claudette Alona People.
I am Selena.
And then that's how it started. When I came home,
My name is Pumpa. Stage name, of course.
Well, I was born in Spanish Town, Jamaica.
I am Evelina Blanc.
I am a mother first. I think I'm a really wonderful friend. And a really great business.
I gotta be ready because you're like, oh, she picked that. No, I didn't.
Yep. I am Kendra Stephen.
I am Rena Charles, aka Mystery.
People forward in victory.
Yes.
And we're back.
We're back. What's up, Jay?
Hey, I'm here. You know what? Blessed because the weather seems to be getting better and we're getting more daylight.
It's holding up. Yeah, for sure. So, I welcome February quick, even though it comes with a lot of snow, but you get some daylight. So I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good week so far.
Busy week, very busy week. We hardly connected this week, but
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. My week was kind of weird. It wasn't busy, but it was just weird. So
okay,
it is what it is. Yeah. So anyway, we have a special guest. So you want to do an introduction? Do you want me to do introduction?
You know what? I'm excited about this guest. I almost want to sing his song because it's that hype. I feel that way tonight. I feel hype because yeah. So just introduce the guest. Let's just introduce him.
We got the king in the building with us. How can I say it, man? Welcome the man Trilla-G, and like he says, the man Trilla-G on the mic is with us. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, man. Trilla-G on the mic is that they like. Yeah, man. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Novelist and Joel. Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to be here right now on Dissect,
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure to be sitting in your presence right now. Thank you for joining us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, I didn't want to embarrass myself by singing because I'm pretty sure you heard me singing your song earlier and we're like, what's this girl? Anyways, welcome to Dissect.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, man.
So tell us a little bit more about Trilla. I mean, for those who don't really know, where were you born? Where do you live? Or like, where do you reside? And I guess we'll get into the whole music thing, how you got into music after.
All right, yeah, man. Well, Trilla-G, my real name is Gael John Baptist. I come from humble beginnings, if I do say so myself. My mother was a single mother who had to raise 3 children, on her own. And, so coming from that, my mother always instilled, hard work, independence, and striving for greatness and excellence from a very young age, because at the end of the day, yes, you do have people in this world, but like, if you cannot manage yourself, like, you're all that you have, and she instilled these values into me at a very young age. And so I think that prepared me to excel on whatever path that I took in life. So I mean, in primary school, I went to a Christian primary school as a Seventh-day Adventist primary school, and when I went to that primary school, I began to learn, the basics of just life in general. Having good morals, values. That Christian education was really a foundation to set up the person that I am today. And I also, did I would say I did well in school. I try my best to stay always on the honor roll. Because it's a nice little, like I guess like a nice little prideful thing to just walk up there and hold your certificate to know that you to know that you actually achieved something. And so I did well in school. I actually got a scholarship to go to high school. So I actually performed the best out of my class in grade 6. I got a scholarship to go to high school. So I actually start going to the high school, the Seventh-day Adventist High School, which is in Portsmouth. I live in Goodwill at the time. And then for that one term, I just wasn't doing well. So I guess the traveling, and I guess I had distractions because after the reason I went there is because most of my friends went there. So all of that created not so much of a conducive environment to learning and excelling. So I didn't do that. I didn't do so well, and my mother wasn't having it. So after one term, grammar school, she put me grammar school right under her nose because she's a teacher. So she's a teacher at the grammar school, so she put me right under her nose, and so I started going grammar school for the rest of the time. I did well. For the most part.
But better than I'm going to Posse.
Better than Posse, yeah. I made the honor roll a couple times. But I was a person, I started to see from a very early age that I don't know, that I guess it has something about me, an aura that really attracts people, So I that started to become sort of a distraction, I was making music in the classroom, and we always freeing up, we always singing, we always, nothing too crazy, but just having fun, just being
the class,
man. So I started actually making songs in class since first form, and getting in trouble for it. I remember I used to get in trouble for talking as well. I used to get in trouble for talking. But I mean, apart from that, I was always I was a class clown. So, coming to third form, after third form, when I reached like fourth form, the grades start to get a little shaky. I can remember a time. I can never forget a time a teacher came up to me and she was like, "Gael, where you going with all those bees?" And I tell the teacher, "To the hive, na miss."
I knew you were gonna say something like that.
Come on, so long I have the smart mouth, I just
lyrics.
Lyrics. So it was a little shaky fifth form, but I always tell myself like, school is school, but then when you go in the outside world, and that's me, I'm a critical thinker. Like I like to look for the logic in things. So I tell myself, okay, when you go in the outside world, it's your CXC they check in. So like, I mean, yes, you need to do well in school so that you can have a nice record and whatnot. Like when you go in the outside world and you go
you don't remember after that.
They don't know how well you do master English for CXC. They don't know how much ones you get.
Yeah.
So that was it was always tunnel vision for me.
Right.
So I got you actually need 6 ones to go to college. So that's what I work for. I work for 6 ones. I get my 6 ones and I go college. I get 6 ones, 2 twos, and I go college, DSC. So I get a scholarship to college. And there is where I start to mess around even more,
Right.
I got distracted and but there was always fun. It was always about fun. It was never about violence or disrespect or being uncool. You know, them kind of. It's always have fun. You know, enjoy life. You have one life, so I think we need to make the best of it. So that's when we started rap battles.
Okay.
And then from the rap battles, we posted a video on Facebook. It went super viral. From there, I got in touch with some people in the industry. His name is Ranji. Ranji, he had he had his little connections in the industry. Got in touch with him, and from there, the rest is history. The rest is, that's where we are today.
Okay.
You covered a lot, and you see what you just said about the rap battle. Remember that statement I made in the back? I don't know if I should make it out live now about the six. Did I tell you about the six? Yeah, bro. Yeah, you went from that whole school of rapping. What I noticed about when you're rapping, you could tell stories, and you could pretty much just do anything. So it's gonna Joel. I gotta ask him this question just
go ahead
because you have a question. And the question is, do you write your own calypso songs?
Okay, so last year I wrote both of my songs.
Right.
For the most part. When I say the most part, I mean like 90% of the work. That's me. However, I'm a person, I like to give credit where credit is due. And I feel like once or twice someone might give you very important advice that could steer you in the right direction. And you should always be grateful for that.
Yes.
So while I basically wrote the entire, I would say the meat of all of the songs, and the bone and the skin and the flesh. But probably just one bit of information helped me.
Yeah.
So I got tips and advice from my manager, from my mother, in terms of just the direction of the song and where it should go. So I was giving them their credit. But for those two songs last year, most of it was written by myself. The producer had a very important writing credit to where when I was in the studio and I was, just giving him the lines and so on. Yeah, I was giving him the lines and it was straight. So it was dictatorship.
Okay.
So you tell me, he sit down for the 5 seconds just blank. So I check what happened in there.
Right.
Anyways, he tell me, you don't just say dictatorship. I think, but my brother, you want to do something. And I went back home and I restructured the song. I reworked the song because now he gave me another direction that the song could go. So I was shout him out. Yeah. But however, this year I actually have a larger team when it comes to writing and so on. Because I'm a person, like I said earlier, I'm a critical thinker, I'm a logical person. I know that this year would have been, I would say, tougher competition because now people will.
Yeah, they're coming at you now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, if I know the goal is to try to win the crown again, then I will do what it takes.
Right.
So, I didn't want to be selfish and say like, oh, let me write my own songs and whatnot. I actually accepted the help from my team from last year. So we actually came together formally and we wrote Nasty Business and then my second song, but the crux of it all is always to send me to do the dirty work first.
Right.
So they'll send the young man, like the veterans, like you playing sports or whatnot, they'll send the rookie to go and buy food for everybody, and so they're sending the rookie
initiation time.
Report back to us.
Yeah, right. So I do the dirty work, write, basically the meat of the song, and I bring it back to Father Bricks. So your family, Father Bricks, right?
Yes.
So he on my been me.
Okay.
Right. He helped me too. So Father Bricks and I, we sit and we work on it. and we make it to what it is,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That man was a force to reckon with, in his time.
Yes.
Well, I can only imagine what it's going to be like on finals. So you've done semifinal already. So now you're heading to
semifinals is tonight, no?
Tonight is semifinals?
Yeah, tonight is semifinals. But I actually don't have to compete. I don't compete until the finals.
The king don't compete.
Hey, excuse me. You gotta rest your voice, see your competition, look back, just kind of take some notes.
That's the plan for tonight. And actually, as this interview is done, we're going to perform. So I have to perform, I have to guest perform at the event.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Give them a little flavor, a little taste of what they can expect on finals. Okay.
Drew, you had some video set up, didn't you?
I did. So kind of research, and I like to research about the guests a lot. And that song, I didn't take a clip of what you're going to be performing on the final night, but we found a clip of what you performed at your semi-final last year that brought you into the finals. So that's the clip that we'd like to show. If we have that queued up in the back, you want to show it now?
Yeah, sure. As long as it's queued up in the back. I actually want to talk about that too. So,
sure.
Yeah, when we're ready, let's see what's going on in the back and get it on.
First and foremost, I want to give some, I guess, accolades and some credit to BRBP Productions. They are the one who posted that video on YouTube. We did not, so I just want to give them the credit for that. Tell us about the boycott. This was the boycott, right?
Yeah, the boycott. So basically, well, that was the finals. Oh,
the finals. Okay, not the same. Okay.
So basically, I had a bunch of ideas at the beginning of the season last year as to what song to sing. Eventually, I narrowed it down to dictatorship and boycott.
Mm-hmm.
But even before boycott, there were other ideas that I was playing around with. Until a day at work, I went to our finance department where I would, I guess, get some advice or tease the songs for them and get their reactions. And then I would see, how well I guess the song would react in terms of, the public.
Right.
So I ended up just, freestyling boycott to them, and their reaction was a great reaction. Like it was, it was really telling. However, I didn't want to. There's a notion of having two political songs, and you already have a political song. Try something else or do something else. I scrapped boycott because of that. Until I sang the song to someone who was helping me on my team. Well, two people on the team who I really want to name right now. When I sang it to them, they tell me, "No, boy, that is the song. That is the song." And these people, they know Calypso. They are diehard Calypso fans. They have Calypso inside of them. So they advised me to continue writing boycott and then come back to them and whatnot. And that's what I did. But I struggled for some time on the fourth verse because upon writing all of this song, I always like my songs to have a conclusion.
Okay.
So for dictatorship, I added a fourth verse, and I wanted boycott to have that sort of conclusion as well. Why? Okay, what happened when they boycott? How can this be prevented in the future? And I was struggling with that for a long time until somebody from my workplace actually gave me those questions that I needed to answer in the song. And so I finished the song, brought it back to the team, and then they told me, "Listen, you're not dropping that before the night, And so they told me that I was not going to drop this song before the night. Right. So I was going to drop this song on the night, which is something that people don't like to touch in recent times.
Yes.
Because they have the fear that something can go wrong, or you want people to listen to this song and know this song before they come to the park so they can sing along with you.
Yes.
However, me liking Calypso is because of my knowledge of the Trinidadian style of Calypso, and which is old school. So vintage and vintage Calypso, once you deliver it right, you can get the punchlines right away. You don't need a second listen. And the song had a lot of punchlines. It had a lot of punch. So I trusted in my team. It took some time, but I trusted in them. And we dropped that song on the night. First time, the boycott. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Now, when you were performing that song last year, I was standing in the back, right? And that's the one you performed with the bike when you went up the ramp.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there the whole time. I'm looking at this ramp and I'm looking at the bike, and I'm like, okay, what is the point of this? Like, I'm dead honest to you, because I'm not seeing anything from the front. I'm in the back. So I'm like, you jump on the bike, you rode off, and I'm like, what was the point of this? So I'm like, I'm missing something. I have to be missing something. Then came the results, and then you won. I'm like, nah, I missed something about that show. So I went home. I went on Facebook, went on YouTube, just looking. I missed something, and then I saw the presentation. I think you actually posted it on your page
on Facebook. Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, wow. No. I remember leaving the park, and people always have their ideas on who they think should win, right? So you had that conversation, and I looked at one guy and I said, "Hey, at the end of the day, the judges made the decision. You could have the knowledge of whatever you want. You are not a judge, right? But I'm happy he won, but I still need to conclude, what was this bike about, dude? That was the sickest presentation I personally have ever seen in Calypso. The thing was like a movie, Joe.
Yes, sir.
it was
Respect.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
I
Thanks,
didn't get to
thanks,
see the
thanks.
beginning, but all right.
yeah. No,
I'll search it.
I'll looking for it for you. Oh, it's on his page. It's
Okay.
on his Facebook page too. Crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to big you up on that.
Yeah, man. Thanks, bro. Thanks, thanks,
Yeah, man.
thanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, yeah. So this year, are we expecting the same type of surprise, or are you gonna actually put out the second song before?
Well, I put in it out before this time. Actually, if you're watching this now and you have plans to come to the semifinals, you definitely should come to the semifinals or tune in because I will be releasing a good teaser.
Okay.
Boy, I shouldn't even have said that.
It's dissect. It's dissect, though, Trilla.
Exactly. It's
Gotta give us something. The good thing about it is we'll be airing just before the show starts. So,
Right.
people are probably on their way and you won't give it away entirely. So,
For sure.
So
Yeah, man. But I do plan on releasing it before the night of the finals this time, probably
Right.
next week. Get the song out, give it to the people, let the people enjoy the calypso.
mhm.
But you broke some records last year too.
Yeah.
Because-
I mean, I suppose so. I didn't really do any fact checking, but the information.
I do a lot of checking. That okay. So the reason I mentioned 6 because it has not been broken. NC did that, even though Dice has 9, but he never did 6 in a row.
How many NCRs?
6 in a row, 6 or 4 in a row. Yeah, either 4 or 6 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. So being a first timer and actually bringing your song out that nobody knows, that was the first time.
Mhm.
Right.
I'll go as far as say because it's my partner.
No. I think Bricks do that, and win. I think he win. Yeah, man. With keep the candles burning.
That was his first time in Calypso with that song.
First time. No, not. Oh, you say in Calypso? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, like a first Calypsonian coming up, like first time and then winning the crown.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Bricks. How much crowns does Bricks have? 3 or 4?
Probably
'Cause
3.
I know. Man, the man is a boss. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man's a boss. All right, Jay.
Well, I mean, I want to get into this nasty business. Like, it's such a controversial topic. We've talked about it several times on our show last season. This season, we kind of touched on it. I hear the song that you came out with this year. That's not something that you're bringing into the competition? It seems like that's a soca side, another calypso.
What calypso?
Right? It's a calypso or a soca? Because it sounds more like soca than calypso. Am I confused? Break it down for me.
I guess you can call it a hybrid. So it is calypso with soca and bouyon elements.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, and call me a young philosopher if you want. This is my philosophy.
I feel like I agree with you.
We need to start identifying calypso as more of an attitude and a style of presentation of music rather than a genre. Because things do evolve, things change.
Yeah.
Probably there was a time when calypso had a certain musical style, and which is what we call a genre. Yeah. So the music would have been played a certain way and whatnot. But this is 2024 right now. Some of the stuff that probably would have appeal back then does not have that same appeal, which is why even in the other Caribbean islands, calypso has dwindled a bit. But in Dominica, we still have this high influence of calypso because of some of the introduction of the elements of bouillon and that sort of stuff to still give it a high appeal during Carnival, right? So, me personally, I feel like we should start looking at Calypso more as an attitude in the music in terms of, remember, Calypso is singing about the ills of society, singing about the society, reporting on the issues, documenting the issues of the day.
Right.
And so you can do that in any style of music. You can do that in a reggae, you can do that in a soca, you can do
Right.
that in a bouillon. So while we still want to have reverence for the genre and the art form, and we should try our best to stick to, you know, our roots, the roots of Calypso in terms of how the style of the music is played. I still feel like once the mission is being accomplished, then go ahead and, you know, add the little bouillon, man, to spice it up, or the soca, you know. And that's not something happening in Dominica only. In Barbados, they have a high influence of soca in the Calypso right now. I pay attention to those shows, so I can tell you myself. In Trinidad, it's the same style, you know, but in Dominica, especially recently, all of a sudden there's a talk about bouillon in Calypso and whatnot. To me, I just feel like we should embrace the fact that we giving the Calypso a new life.
It's evolving. It's evolving. Yeah, and it should. It should. Because if it doesn't, that means that the music is stagnant. The people are stagnant and they're not moving forward, right? With what's happening of the day. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I knew I knew I was gonna agree with you. And this is like, I grew up with my mom listening to a lot of Calypso when I was young, right? And to me, Calypso for a very long time, maybe even decades, bro, had that tuku 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 tuku, and like,
yeah. And I mean, nothing wrong with that, you know.
No, nothing's wrong with that, but it's just too much. Like, you know, can we change? Like when you have 10 different art, it comes like a, like, you know, when you release a dancehall rhythm and you have a whole bunch of artists on it.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like every year it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so when the changes come, I embrace it. Like I love your song, but not just dictatorship, but this one, nasty business. I like how it changed. I like how they changed even Tasha B song last year, How High. I like the change. It just, you know, let's evolve.
Yes.
You know?
And I think that's happening, I guess, more and more with the younger generation that's coming out, like yourself, Trilla. You know, they're changing it, and it's the older heads that are they're finding it hard to release that or to get into that. I guess, you know, it's something that we have to almost force them into.
Well, you know, and I find that very, I don't use the wrong word. I don't know if it's a paradox or if it's an oxymoron. Either way, something where they contradicting themselves.
Yep.
Because at one point we say, okay, well, we want the young people to embrace and accept, you know, Calypso and our culture, and, you know, young people are taking that on, is bouillon, whatnot. But then when the young people come in and they bring, you know, a little bit of bouillon, not too much, you know, just want to
change.
Yeah.
You have a problem with it. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I cannot really focus on what people have to say. The whole fact that right now, this evening, we're sitting here and this song has over 55,000 views in less than how you'd say 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's the first time a Calypso in Dominica, I'm not sure, maybe probably by the nearer region, has ever done these types of numbers. Somebody's appreciating the music.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I like that you're using data, you're using stats to come to argue your point, and it makes sense, right?
Who said it? Jay-Z or Kanye? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
That's so true.
That's fact.
So true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in that song, I love the lyrics of the song, first of all. And when it came to not the break, but there's a part when you were talking about that is nasty business, dude. I was like, I personally stood and said, any artist that is into like Nice and Kenny G and all of them, that song, y'all have to push that song and say, yo, because to me that is not only defending them, but it's bringing out the truth of what really is going on in the country behind the scenes.
Right, right. And I mean, it kind of defending them. You see, that song, like sometimes permit me to be a fan of myself, please. Like just for two
Absolutely.
seconds.
Of course.
Toot your own horn.
Of course.
Because that song is so, that is a masterclass in the English language. So, and to big up Father Bricks on time for helping me with that song.
Right.
Because what that song doing, right? It kind of defending my boys and them in the bouillon.
Right.
But it also does not warrant them to continue doing that.
Right.
You understand? It's like at the same time, I still, telling them, fellas, like, we need to choose good values and morals, and I'm not telling you that, that this music is totally acceptable.
Right.
But these other things are just as bad, just as nasty,
Or even
yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty business.
Nasty business.
Absolutely. Wow.
But so how does it, like, okay, man, when you tell me you started with hip hop, you kind of threw me off. Like, so many questions I want to ask. No, you mentioned that, but how do you manage, having to deal with the calypso and then do the booyah at the same time?
Why? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe, probably God way. God. That's the only way I can tell you in simple terms, because it is a lot here. It's a lot. I mean, as we sit here, I'm very much disappointed in myself that it is the 27th of January. Carnival is in 2 weeks, and I do not have a booyah song out. So having a full-time job, then still having to focus on winning a crown, not just being a Calypsonian, winning a crown. That is like 2 levels higher than just being a Calypsonian, because there's a lot that goes into that, and then also having to try to focus on my bouillon music. Sometimes you see that something taking a hit, and this year it has been my bouillon. I do plan on fixing and changing that, because I do have a single that is coming out next week. The name of it is Ben Nong. So look out for that, Ben Nong. Ladies, this one is for you. Fellas, wait for the ladies and them. They will definitely make you have a good time. Yeah, man. So for the bouillon, I guess bouillon is more natural to me as a young person. So I try not to stress myself too much on it. But I'm performing all over with Signal Band at different openings, different events, and I just credit God for that, because my voice is still doing very well. I'm comfortable.
Nice.
I'm young. I'm fit. I'm not that fit, but I did, So I just taking my vitamins, staying focused, taking my drinking my tea, keeping myself pumped for the season.
Nice.
Yeah,
how is it working with Signal? Because Shelly presence is welcoming. Like, he's just always, I've never seen Shelly with a serious face, if you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure he has that. You know what I mean? Shelly, like, his energy is just right. How is it working with him?
Yeah, man. I think me and Shelly, we are polar opposites, because because he's welcoming, but me, like, when you see me, you might check like, boy, Mister. Whereas it's not that's not true, like, I cool, like, you can everybody can come up to me, I'm always cool, but it's just that he has that kind of inviting spirit, and I am more, like, I'm more serious. I'm watching, like, that is me. But at the end of the day, I guess they say opposites attract, because we make it work. We have a huge amount of respect for each other, and we see ourselves as two great lyricists, and we have our best interests at heart. And I understand and respect his signal band and what they do and what they stand for. And they in turn have accepted me and welcomed me into becoming, a business partner with them, and for us to, come together and make money.
Right.
So we turn up strong and we make it happen. We sing good music, and
Very good music.
that's the vibes for now, man.
Very good music, bro.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I haven't been to Carnival since 2011, right? And last year, man, let me tell you,
you enjoy it.
I could not leave Signal, bro. I could
Yes,
not. I could not,
Yes,
because the songs you guys had together, boom. I for once I thought you were part of the band. I was like, yo, this is a dynamic. Like, Joel, you have to see this. Like, he said that lyrically, these two guys together, amazing. And you know how I am on lyrics.
Yeah.
So imagine you in Carnival, and these guys are actually saying things that make sense, and it's not just when you boom boom girl, and it's like making sense, and it's like the music is right. I could not leave Signal. The whole season I was everywhere Signal went.
If you think we were good last year, this year, boy,
I'm missing out, bro. I've been hearing the tunes.
Boy, let me tell you. Yeah, this year, trust me.
I have a question. Now, my background is Trinidadian. So Trinidad Carnival, many carnivals that are happening around the world are happening now. Like preliminaries are happening now. Carnival is happening the same day, same time. Dominica, Trinidad, Panama, Colombia. It's happening, right? Have you ever thought to yourself, could I perform somewhere else for Carnival? Has it ever crossed your mind?
Of course.
Like leave Dominica and perform somewhere else during Carnival time?
Of course. I mean, at the end of the day, not just Carnival time. I mean, I know the question is Carnival time, but like, I would say I'm an artist that is very young when it comes to touring. Like, I haven't toured as much. And so, one day I hope to be a more visible artist to the entire region. Right. And I mean, if at some point it gets to the point where I can actually perform outside of Carnival in Dominica at another Carnival, to not only help put my country out there and make and sensitize people to know that, hey, yes, I'm in your country, but you have Carnival back home too. So I think like that's one. And then two, I mean, for you to showcase yourself, to a new audience in a peak time. I mean, I think that's fair. That's fair. At the end of the day, while you want to contribute to your country and the Carnival and so on, I feel like it's a win-win situation in both ways. It's a win for me and it's a win for my country if I can go out there and represent anywhere at any time.
All right. Well, that being said, like, is there anyone that you would like to collaborate with if they're listening right now? If you'd like to collaborate with anyone in particular, to get yourself out there.
Like a regional artist?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, any artist that is up there, an artist that is ahead of me. I mean, I am fully prepared to take on the task of, featuring, collaborating. Yeah. But you have to be ahead of me, I mean.
No, I'm asking because I know, like, I've been to Marshall Monday, and Marshall has like different artists from all over the world collaborating with him on his show. So, that's the reason why I asked is because I know that people do leave other countries to come, even if it's for one performance, and then they fly back out to their island, right?
And Marshall Monday, if his voice, if his Patrice, anybody. I mean, idea.
Right. Okay.
But I take it that person will have to be lyrical too, because standing next to you, the lyrics, man.
Yeah, bring Bungie.
Bungie. I was gonna say that. Bungie.
What I would love to see, yes.
Bungie for sure.
I still want to battle Bungie Gallon, you know.
You want to battle Bungie?
I'm telling you, anywhere I meet Bungie, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
I'm battling Bungie
For
Gallon.
real?
Yes, facts.
He's been saying
Facts. Listen, I've been freestyling all my life. I've been waiting for Bungie on soca, rock and roll, booyah, anything. Let's go.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would
man,
like to see that.
But anyway, yeah. So, gotta thank you for joining us. I know the time is almost up, and you definitely have to go represent tonight and see how you're gonna annihilate your contenders in the next few weeks. So you have to go you gotta go take notes. We usually play a game here, but I don't know if you want to play that game.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, all right. So we have this game we call Quick Hitters, and we'll ask you something, and right off the top, whatever pops in your head, that's the answer.
I'm already pulling up my questions.
You want to go first?
I could. You always go first. I could. Now that I'm prepared with questions.
All right, so go first.
So it's quick hitters. Let's see. There was a question that just might have just come in. Oh, we have 14 minutes. Question. The biggest risk that you've ever taken. What is the biggest risk that you've ever? That's a heavy one. I started with a heavy question.
Yeah, I mean.
You want me to scale it back a little bit?
No, that's okay. That's okay. The biggest risk I've ever taken is okay. There's one that I really don't want to disclose as yet, so I'll take the second one. The second.
Okay, that's a hint. That's a hint. Okay.
Because I don't do blight it, you know. Like,
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I see you wearing your blue tonight.
Yeah, man. Blue, not on any other affiliation.
Yes.
Biggest risk, I would say, I was trying to get my visa to go States, and I'll never get in trouble for that. They canceled the flight on me, so in order for him, when they cancel a flight, they cancel my appointment as well. So I just get up one morning, I pay a ticket, like I bought a flight, and I just went to Barbados, and I just go and stand up outside of the assembly, embassy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I kind of paraphrasing it right now, but there was a lot of money that went into that. There's a lot of risk that was taken in that. I mean, you take a plane to go in the next man country as a working man.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So just imagine. I just have a colorful imagination and just think. Yeah.
But you were successful at the end of it, right?
Yes. I actually got the.
It was worth it. It was
totally worth it.
Good stuff. Thank you for sharing that.
All right. Boy. Okay. The worst piece of advice you ever got.
Worst piece of advice. Worst piece of advice. Worst piece of advice. Worst piece of advice. I try to think of something that got me in trouble.
You going back to high school days?
Boy, I try to think of something that got me in trouble. I don't know. Nothing else coming to mind. No.
Coming back to that one. We could come back.
Yeah, let's come back to that
let me ask you a question that's not part of the quick hitters. When's your birthday? What month?
March.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out why you like
Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Aries. The best
when
sign.
you talked about the seriousness, and then I was like, okay, Aries.
Okay.
The best sign.
The best sign.
The best sign.
No. All right, tell us something that we don't know about you. So something that that you can share, obviously. That if people, your fans would like to know about you that we don't know.
I mean, they maybe picked that up by now, but like, I'm a very reserved person. So, like, despite all the success in Calypso and I guess the buoy of fame and whatnot, sometimes I still feel kind of uncomfortable with all of the attention. It doesn't make sense because I am always out there, always on stage and whatnot. But like I like to be in my own space. I even not for like going out to events and so on. I would much rather stay home,
Right.
And as I become more and more older, I start to see like I'm much more of an introvert than I thought.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not surprising. Yeah, most of our guests are like that. Like people that are in entertainment, they do have that reservation about them. They give out just so much and pull back a lot, and you have to kind of guess. I wonder what they're really like. But
yeah.
And it's not that they're like, you look at them and you think, oh, they're non-approachable. Sometimes the nicest person you'll ever talk to is just a thing about, I guess
Yeah.
people are
That's me. That's me.
yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
I'm like that. I'm like that all the time, like more reserved. I'm having a good time, not because I'm not smiling. Everybody's like, why do you feel so serious and look at me like they can't approach me or think I'm better than other people? And really and truly, I'm just happy to be around everybody. So,
I know, right?
that's how it goes. All right. So my next question would be something you wish you were better at.
Well, that was easy. I mean, being more approachable, I guess being more out there,
Right?
better being, more, social,
Right.
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
Any regrets of anything that you've done that you regret doing? Any regrets?
The way that I understand life and my philosophy of life, it actually prevents me from regretting a lot of things. Because my thing is, I've had some success in my life, and every step of the way, even the things that I lament, the things that I did not really like in terms of how life went at that particular time, it served the purpose to bring me to wherever I am that made me, I guess, have a good time or enjoy or have fun in life. So either it probably helped me to build character, helped me to build resilience, and it was my action that caused me to be in that state of disappointment. I feel like everything happens for a reason, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I would give a very similar answer. Thank you. All right. One more or a couple more?
You could ask hold on, and I don't really want to ask those questions. That's more those kind of You go ahead. You can pick the second one, I guess, or the first. I'm not asking the next man this question.
Oh well, oh my gosh, something that would make you laugh the hardest. What would make you laugh so hard, like LOL out loud, very loud? What would make you laugh the hardest?
Like, I like cushion you check. So I'm a fan of very raunchy comedy, like comedy that is like it's not dry, but the delivery of it, and I try to get an example of a comedian that is so funny to me,
but like, boring
Dave
comedy.
Dave Chappelle.
Comedy other people wouldn't get. Right. You understand? I think it's just super funny. I trying to think of. I just recently there was one, I was telling people. Okay, for example, there's something that makes me laugh out loud. I find that so hilarious, and the average person just wouldn't understand it. After the show, or you can probably check it out. If you're listening, if you're watching right now, you can check it out. I know you're going to tell me that is complete nonsense. You cannot understand. That's not a problem. There's this guy. There's this guy on YouTube. He doing what is his name now? He's a white guy.
The
and
cooking guy.
Adam something.
He cooks.
No. No. He's a white guy and he have a long hair. And he interviewing people. Sunday Conversations. That's the name of it. Sunday Conversations. He's been viral a few times.
Okay. Not Howard Stern.
Howard Stern? No. Caleb Presley. His name is Caleb Presley. That is his name. Caleb Presley. Okay. But I find Mr. so hilarious.
Right.
So hilarious. But people, I don't know. I guess it's just a me thing. I don't know.
Definitely have to go check him.
I'm gonna go check it out.
For sure.
Let me tell you, check out the interview with okay, there's one with Kevin Gates, and then there's another one that is so funny with some race car driver. You check? So like one of the jokes. I have time. I can give you one of the jokes.
Yes.
So he's interviewing the guy. He asking the guy. The guy's a race car driver.
Right.
So he asking the guy, do you know a lot about cars? So the guy's like, yeah. He's like, so what can you tell us about the transmission? So the guy's like, what? Well, the transmission in the car, they were checking. No. But what do they want? You don't get it. You don't get it. What can you tell us about the transmission?
Transmission.
What do they want?
I know. I get it.
You get it?
I
find that so funny, my brother.
Funny. You know what?
I'm with the people that are gonna be like, what?
Okay.
Why is this funny? I'm with the people that are gonna say, why is this funny?
I get it. You know why, Joel? Okay, I'm gonna give you one I got from a white guy. Actually, we're at work and we're using the truck, the radio at work. And once you're on the radio, everybody can hear you. So one guy calls, he's driving his truck and he goes, man, I think I blew the transmission. So a guy goes, yeah, I know all about that. So I don't know where this other dude came from. So he goes, yeah, has anybody else blew a tranny? This guy Marco comes, yeah, I have. We all started laughing. Now do you get it, Joe?
Now I get it. Okay. Yes, now I see the raunchiness of it. Thank you, Trilla, for introducing me to Monarch.
That was funny.
Yeah, man. I hope you're not just saying that because I'm a guest on the show.
No, bro. Like I'm literally in tears. I'm like, I'm not joking.
I must say, I went to Catholic. I went to Catholic school, so.
That's your excuse.
Thank you so much for that. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
You see, we usually make the guests laugh, but tonight it was reverse. Nice.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man. So again, thank you for joining us. I had fun doing this.
Absolutely, I had fun too.
You know what I mean? Hopefully, yeah, man. Hopefully, the next time we talk to you, we'll be celebrating twice. If you know what I mean. Not just the shit twice, but we'll be celebrating twice. If you know. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you good luck, bro. Go ahead and do your thing, and yeah, thank you for joining us on Dissect. If you want to big up anybody or tell them where to get your music, your social media, all that stuff, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, man. Well, I just want to always big up my team for all the tremendous support. Big up my Calypso team, big up my my family in the music 365, and big up NCCU, for coming on board to for pledging to sponsor me for the season, and a whole lot of heap of sponsors coming on board very soon. And I would also like to tell you guys that yes, the Calypso is out. Second song coming out very soon. But you know, we also have to check the Bouillon out. So check out the Bouillon. Bouillon coming very soon. Ben Long dropping next week. You can check me out on Facebook at Trilla-G, Trilla-G, on YouTube, Trilla-G, Instagram at Trilla on the mic. So you can check me out on social media. Follow me if you haven't already done that before. And you know already, Trilla on the mic is that they like. Thank you, Dissect, for having me. Yeah, man, it was truly a pleasure. I had a lot of fun. And hopefully we can do this sometime soon, like you say, after we get this second one, so we can celebrate it.
Most definitely. Thank you for joining us. And that joke, thank you for that joke.
My pleasure, man. My pleasure.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The reigning Calypso King of Dominica, the man Trilla-G. And that was good, Joe.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that interview. And
I did too. See, I didn't know. I was in my mind. He gave the joke, and I'm like, how do I react? Because it's like, you know, it's
I didn't get it, honestly. Anyway,
I got it right away, but I'm just like, oh, how do I react?
It's probably a dude thing. You have to be a dude maybe to get it right away.
I guess, but you know, translation. Oh man, who we have next week?
Oh wow. Next week is the 10th. No, next week is what? The 3rd.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even. Oh, so next week we have Renzo from Trinidad. So he is a soca artist. He is, I want to say, Venezuelan, Trinidadian, and he's coming with some spice next weekend. So
yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys next weekend right back here on Dissect. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys have fun, had fun watching this program. And yeah, oh, by the way, it was recorded, so all your chats, sorry we cannot get to them tonight. But I go by the name of Novelist.
And I am Jewel.
And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
So I'm Janine Xavier Cross.
I'm Janelle Xavier. And where's Xavier Street? So this is what you need on the inside. I'm ready to come.
Are you, Jewel? You have hidden talents that you're not talking about.
Let's get to the bar. Ain't no bar, no job.
Yeah.